Um, Officially welcome everybody to the Ready, Set, Engage live demo. This is a 30 to 45 minute demo of Mentimeter, and I'm going to be showing you a bunch of cool tips and tricks, a little bit behind the scenes, and basically how you can get the most out of our product. I see still here a lot of people joining. Martina, Haley, Rebecca. Again, we have the Menti here. So if you just join, feel free to join the Menti as well. So you make sure to get your votes in. Great. So today we're going to cover a few things. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's new in Menti. Perhaps you're new to Menti or you've used our product before. We have a few new juicy features for you all. And then, of course, I'll be giving you some practical tips for creating great and engaging sessions. And of course, we have a Q&A. So if you're in the Menti, I'll show you just real quick. You can click on this little button here on the bottom that says Open Q&A. Boom. And you can ask me any question here that you'd like. And I'll cover these at the end. Great. I have the Menti link there. That's it for today, the agenda for today. I do have a check-in question with the audience. And again, grab your phones here, or you can just use the link that Helena has sent in the chat. And I would like to see how familiar you are with Menti. Okay, we're getting here. You've used it a few times, most of you. A few super users here, 20 people. That's pretty cool. Let me do this in percentage. I can actually toggle the slide live here by going to percentage. So about a quarter of you are super users. Welcome. Welcome, super users. We have half who've used it, you've used it a few times, and a few people just getting started and or used it once. Great. For the people who are just getting started, I have some resources for you at the end of the webinar that you'll be able to check out. Oh, this is really cool. By the way, a quick tip here. I'm using the dots visualization here, but I can easily change this to the bar chart if I like. You can just do this live depending on what you want to do most. Maybe this is good to kind of get the vibe. So most of us here have used it a few times. Well, that's great. 180 people have voted so far. Let's maybe just get a few more votes. There we go, 181. Just to make sure I get everybody on board here. Again, if you have any questions on what we're doing here, any settings, just put it in the Q&A and I'll cover that at the end. I'm going to go back to the dots. I think they look pretty cool here. There we go. All right, that was question number one. I do have another question. It's a bit of a different one, but I would just like to see here what the audience thinks about trust. We talk about trust a lot lately at Menti, and I just wanted to check the waters here. Is trust something that is earned, or is trust something that you give? Again, no judgment in the answer. It's all anonymous, right? But I just want to see what my dear audience thinks today. And if you will give me my trust, or you will give your trust to me, or if I need to earn it. Let's see, 137. This is a nice little thing here. I've hidden the votes here, so I can see how many people have responded, but I'm not going to show the results quite yet. Again, I'll pull up this QR code if you want to join. Let me know if trust is earned or given. I think it's time. Maybe we'll get up to a few more, 170. There we go. Let's see. Oh, we have an overwhelming majority of earned here. Good. I will hopefully earn your trust during this webinar to help you show some cool things. I want to do a quick little thing here. Let me just go out in the editor real quick and go drop behind the scenes and just add the reactions here. I'm going to do a cool thing that is not new in Menti, but is really useful. We're getting some thumbs up already here. I'm going to click here on this little button that says Show Segmentation. And here, I can segment the answers depending on what you answered in the previous question, right? So here we can see super users, they tend to have earned, right? I think the majority is going to be earned. People have used it a few times, just getting started. Yeah, maybe they're just getting started. They want their trust to be given to them. I'm not sure. This isn't maybe the perfect demo of this, but it gives you a little bit of an overview of the segmentation feature. And again, I just have two questions here. You know, how familiar are you with Menti, and is trust earned or given? And then I can segment this to get even deeper results, or no segmentation. Just a quick check-in. Thumbs up if you've seen this feature, and thumbs down if you haven't. Just want to know in the Menti if this is a new thing. Let me refresh that. Oh, there we go. 76 people have not seen this. Yeah. So this is available in Menti. Very easy to do. As you just saw me do it live, right? I just click here and I just decide what I want to segment for. Helena sent a little help article there for you if you want to use this feature. I noticed, Sydney, is this sound, is it still good? Can you still hear me, folks? I just want to double check that the sound, yeah, sound is fine. Okay, good, just checking. Thank you for this. So let's go ahead and look at some new features. Again, this segmentation, that's nothing new. It's just a kind of a hidden thing. But again, Helena put that that help article there that you can check out. So let's look at the new features. We have a few new things here. As you can see, we have two new AI features and then a featured templates. But the first one, which is AI Suggest, and this is on its way out now. So not all of you might have this yet, but this is a really cool. This is how you can create, get example questions directly in your presentation. I'm going to go out quickly just to show you what this looks like. So let's say I have, oh yeah, here. I haven't made this presentation yet, but this is a presentation called Introduction to Beekeeping, okay? So I've created a new presentation and I can name it whatever I want. And then I can add a slide, maybe a word cloud. And then you can actually have the AI in Menti suggest a question for you, right? So here it'll take the beekeeping thing and then it'll think. And then we have here, what word comes to mind? What's your biggest question, or which aspect? And this is really great because it helps you just get going quickly, right? So here, which part of aspect of beekeeping interests you the most? Really simple. And just like that, with 2 clicks, I have my first question. We can add another one. So maybe I'll do a ranking here and then the suggest. And yeah, this is a good one. Rank these beekeeping skills from most important to least important. Hive and switch, all of these are important. So again, this is brand new, very new, but look for this little button here in your editor called Suggest next time you're creating a presentation, if you want to do that. Let's go back to the new Menti features. Another one new feature that we have, or a new kind of way to help you get started with Menti, are our featured templates. And those can be found immediately in the editor. So right here, you have a bunch of ready to go templates that you can just see immediately. So here we have, for example, a pin on image, scales. And again, this is all to just help you get started. Here's like how to do a Q&A in Mentimeter. What is still unclear from today's session? How well do you know today's topic? So we have all of these like quick and easy templates. And the thing is, once you hit use them, that will then show in your presentation. And then I can use it right away. How well do you know Menti, right? And then I could have people pin the image here. So again, super quick way to get started with Menti with our templates. We're getting some questions about the AI features. I do want to remind you that you have to turn them on. We can look at that a little bit later if you want to use the AI suggest. They're obviously very optional, the AI features. And if you for some reason don't want to reuse the AI, you can just use the templates that we have. Speaking of AI, we do have one new really cool feature, which is called the Conversational AI Menti creation. And this is a brand new way to, again, let AI do the heavy lifting for you. So I'm going to demo this, but before I demo this, I would just want to know what people mainly want to use Mentimeter for. And these are by definition, they're a bit kind of broad, right? Gather feedback. That could either be for a session or from your students or from your, but I just want to see here what people mainly want to use their Mentimeter presentations for. Again, we have the hidden responses here, just to see how many people have responded. 93. I'm going to put up the QR code here again. And again, I see there's some questions in the chat. Any questions, just put them in the Menti, and it should be all good. I'll be happy to answer them later. I see we have 7 questions already, which is great. And again, we're going to use this. You're going to see why I'm asking this, but I would just like to know mainly what people are using Mentimeter for. Yeah, Angela wants to use it for more than one, but here you only get one. That's it. That's it. Okay, let's see. 175. Boom. Oh, gathering feedback is a clear winner. Wow. That is great. I almost feel like I want to segment this just for fun. How familiar are you with Menti? Okay, super users, they want to do feedback and evaluate knowledge. For people who've used it a few times, yeah, feedback once and just getting started. Yeah, okay, maybe it's kind of even across the board on this one. That's interesting. Good. So let me do no segmentation. Good. So now that we have it, we have gathering feedback. That is our use case today, right? That's our purpose for Mentimeter. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to show you the conversational UI. So I'm going to go back here, and then I'm going to click with this button here, which is start with AI. And this opens up, let's see if I can zoom in a bit. Wait. There we go. That's better. So this opens up a chat, okay? And here, I can just write directly what I want to do. So I want to create a feedback form for my live webinar that I held just now. So this is for me, right? I want feedback from you, right? So then I'm going to hit that. And then it's thinking, and the way we've designed this is we've taken an LLM and then we've taught it like all our best practices. So it's not just, spewing out random hallucinations, but it's more taking our ideas on how to use Menti in the best way and then putting it in here. So it's saying, thanks for sharing that for me. Can you let me know if you want to focus more again on feedback content delivery? I want a mix of things to understand better how the audience received the webinar content. And I'm like a bit vague here, but that's okay, right? You don't have to know exactly what you want. Professional students or general public, no special audience, a mix of business and education professionals. So it asks you a few questions to help clarify, and then it will then create your draft. And let me see if is it working? Okay, can I have the draft? Again, folks, this is a brand new feature. Okay, there we go. Now it's generating. And the nice thing here, you don't have to know exactly what you want. You can just chat with it. Okay, so here we have webinar feedback survey. How relevant was the webinar content? Good. Please integrate your level of agreement with the following statements about the webinar. Okay, content's clear, presenter, webinar. Oh, what was the most valuable takeaway? And what improvements among these importance to you in a webinar? Oh, this is interesting as well. I like all of these questions, but I think it might be a bit long. So I'll just do, let's remove the last question. Okay. And again, you can just let it do your work for you. You kind of prompt it as you would a regular AI. And then we saw there that the question was removed immediately. Now, I do want to remind you, this is just a draft, so you can't really present it yet. But what I'll do here is I'll click export to editor, and then I get my slides here. And this is where I can, I can customize it. Ready, set, engage webinar feedback survey. And here, like, I don't need the survey objective. I think it's obvious, so I'm going to delete that. And then I can also, you know what? I'm going to change the theme. Okay, so we'll do, maybe for fun, because we're in Sweden, we'll do the IKEA theme. That's fun. And you'll see a little IKEA logo there. But this is, you know what? No, actually, this is a Mentimeter webinar. So let's do a Mentimeter theme. I'll do this one, the true blue. And now this is ready to go. I mean, how long did that take? 4 or 5 minutes, right? And then I have my webinar survey ready. And it's also set to the survey mode. Okay, so there's two ways in presenting a Menti. You can do a presentation like I'm doing in the earlier, or you can do a survey, and it's already set for that. So I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to copy this survey link, and then I can send out this survey to my audience. And now you'll be able to click on that link. We can actually see what it looks like for the audience. So it's like a regular Menti, right? Ready, set, engage, feedback, how relevant. I'm not going to submit here. Please indicate, and then you can do this at your own time. Again, a great way to gather feedback in a very quick and scalable way. And as you saw earlier, like, I can just write whatever I want. If you have context, that's great. Maybe you're doing a specific session with a specific outcome. And that's great in order to get that. Oh, great. We have some answers already. Highly relevant. Pace was good. Yeah, webinar. Presenter was engaging. That's good. Yeah. And then here we have some open-ended. Yeah, FDSF. I'm getting some test votes from you here. Again, the webinar's not quite over yet, so maybe we wait till the end. But again, just for demo purposes here. And so somebody was asking earlier, but wait, I want to use Menti for other things. And my tip to you is, yeah, exactly. Evaluate knowledge. That works great as well. I've done many quizzes in Mentimeter, and with the help of AI Builder, you just say your quiz topic, and it will do it. And if it's not quite what you want, you just say, change it, make it better, make it worse. No, not make it worse. Make it more interactive, maybe. Great. I see again that we have a lot of questions. So maybe it's time soon to move to the Q&A part of this. Let me go ahead and just, yeah, we've seen the conversation of building in action. One thing I just want to show everybody, because again, not everybody knows about this, but before we go to the Q&A, I would like to give you a little tip on keyboard shortcuts, because this is like a really nice and handy feature. Just a quick check-in. Thumbs up if you've used keyboard shortcuts. Thumbs down if you haven't. Is it mainly? No, we're getting a lot of thumbs. Maybe let me refresh again just to see. Okay, 70 people haven't used it. Good. So again, you create the thing with the AI builder or build your slides, and then you can use the keyboard shortcuts. And in order to see them, you have to go to present. Okay, so you go up here, you click present, and then you press K on your keyboard, and you'll see all the keyboard shortcuts. And this is really when you go from like basic to like a pro Mentimeter user, if you know these shortcuts. I actually used to, when I started working on Mentimeter, I took like a Post-it note like this, and I wrote down like, okay, I is, for example, I is show the QR code. And then I had I QR code. And then you can turn on a timer, right? And these aren't like features in themselves, but it just helps to get a smoother presentation, right? I can also close down the screen if I want. I want you to focus on me, right? So we have plenty of these keyboard shortcuts that help you, help you have smoother Mentis. What else do we have? Yeah, commenting. You can turn on comments from the audience in the Menti if you want. We have the timer. You can hide the results if you want and show them. So yeah, there's plenty. And once you know these, you can start to get creative. Like, oh, here we have a question. What do you want to use Mentimeter for? We'll do a minute to respond, right? And then you can keep track of that. And the same thing if you want to show the QR code, and you can even hide the code up top if you want as well. So there's plenty of stuff you can do with the help of the keyboard shortcuts. Good, folks. I think just to make sure that I answer your questions, we're going to move on already now. I think we have some more time at the webinar, but I want to make sure that we have plenty of time for questions. So I'm going to move on to the Q&A, and you can go ahead and go into the Menti and upvote the questions. So I'll show you here just real quick. If you open the Q&A, you can put a thumbs up next to the questions that you like. And we are moderating today, but it's just to make sure that we don't get any duplicates or anything crazy. Great. Yeah, again, keyboard shortcuts, you just press K. Helena also sent a link to the keyboard shortcuts if you want to check that out. All right. How does one identify and remove a player if they sign on with inappropriate names? Ooh, this is a good question. So this is referring to the quiz. When you create a quiz and somebody has an inappropriate name, currently it's not possible to remove them, but there is one thing that you can do to help prevent this. So we actually have a feature called verified participants. You can have a feature that is participant names, but again, that doesn't hinder the fact for people to put in a name that they don't want. But we do have for our enterprise offering, we have login required, which requires Mentimeter voters to log in, and in that way, it's tied to your email address or your domain address. So I would say that is probably the best way to make sure that they don't, or at least then you'll be able to see who put in that name. Good. So yeah, Helena, maybe if you want to send a link to the verified participants. I think, where was the question? How does one identify? Yeah, it's with verified participants. I would check that one. How do you do the screen spotlighting? This is not a Mentimeter feature. This is it's called a screen pointer. Sorry, wait. It's a third-party tool about. Yeah, it's called Screen Pointer by Takuto Nakamura. I found it on I think the App Store. Screen Pointer Nakamura. Is this the one? Yeah, that's it. I'll send it to you. It's really handy for like demos and stuff. But it's not a Mentimeter feature. There's not that much you can do with it. It's basically you just turn on the screen pointer and then turn it off. But it's really useful for demos. When embedding Menti to PowerPoint, is a way to move the Menti QR to different locations so it doesn't cover response content. Interesting. I know that if you're using Mentimeter, like what I'm doing, you can just click on the QR slide thing to move it, okay? So you just hover over it. I'm going to use the spotlight again, right? And I can click on that. I don't know if it does that in PowerPoint. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and just because we have time, I'm going to see if I can. Oh, where are we? PowerPoint. Let's open up one and just check. Yeah, we can do a blank presentation. Oh, there it is. And then I'm going to add in Mentimeter. I hope you're still seeing this. Yeah, there we are. Oh, do I need to update? Yeah, I haven't used this in a while. Okay, there we go. Gonna log in with Google. Go again, folks. This is live, so you can see I haven't prepared a PowerPoint or anything. Let's do build interactive trainings, and then we'll do. I'm just going to check if it works now. If you can move the QR code. Okay, so I'm going to show. Yeah, you can. Yes, it works in the PowerPoint as well. So you just got to hover over it, and then you can move it around. So that's a yes on moving the Menti QR code when embedding Menti in a PowerPoint slide. Can my PowerPoint slides be integrated into Menti templates? Yes. So what you saw me now do is the PowerPoint in Menti, but we also do. No, sorry, this was Menti and PowerPoint, but we also do PowerPoint and Menti. So that's really easy to do. What you do here is you go up to New Slide, and then you click on Import Slides, or we even have the PowerPoint here, right? And then, wait, let me remove that one. Click New Slide here. I'm going to import instead. And here you can see that you just drag and drop. So you can upload a PowerPoint, PowerPoint X, PDF, or a Keynote. And then you get the slides in Menti. Please note that animations don't carry over. So if you want animations, you have to go use PowerPoint. But yes, with the import slides, you can integrate PowerPoint slides into Mentimeter templates. Good questions today, folks. How do you hide the results while voting takes place? So yeah, that's actually a keyboard shortcut. So you can actually, I just press H to hide those results, and you won't see them. And you can find the keyboard shortcut right here, hide or show responses. And as you can see, this is quite useful if you just want the audience to, take their time and write like without having to look at the answers. And this is also great for like word clouds, open-ended, that whole thing. So if I do a word cloud, what do you use Menti for, right here? In this case, I think it would be great to hide the responses. So then everybody in the room, like we can, if you want to vote on this just to show, right? You can then add in your answers, and I see that answers are coming up, but I don't know what they are. And this gives the audience a time to just take it easy, write in their own pace, right? And then they submit, and then I need to wait until I'm ready to show again. Yeah, so again, it's the keyboard shortcut H. Super easy. Let's see here. Training, icebreakers, everything. That's a good one. Great. And then I can hide again if I for some reason want to do that. Good. Can you use Menti to create scattergram? Leaders level care about people and care about process. Ooh, yes, we actually can. This would be an interesting one. I'm going to see if this is what you mean. So we have a slide here called the 2x2 grid. And here you could technically rate the leaders. This might be spicy for the leaders. And then I would do Helena, and then I would do Oscar. Let's just do us two. And then I could change here. Care about people. If this is what you mean. I mean, this is some pretty like interesting. Got to be careful with the feedback here. Helena, we might get some really tough results here, but you can also hide the results. So here, what happens now for the audience is that you get to rate Helena. I'm going to hide the results here. And you get to rate me and Helena, how much we care about people, and then how much we care about process. Maybe if this is what you meant, hopefully this is what you meant. I don't know if we want to see the results here. Should check. Oh, that's nice. And yeah, it's actually good to see because what I can do here, I can hover over like Oscar, for example, and then I can see what. No, we have them just now. Can I? No, it's maybe I'm getting votes, but if I hover later, I'll be able to see where the results show up, right? So hopefully that is a scatter diagram. Leaders level care about people, level about process. This, by the way, this whole presentation that I'm making, you'll get it in the email after the webinar. So whoever asked this question, you can just copy this slide and add new names if you want. Is it possible for somebody to scan the QR and ask questions while we're not in meditation mode? Like, could they answer offline at any point, any question? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've done this a lot of times. The easiest is just go, I'm going to go to menti.new, a little tip to create a new Menti. And then I would just go new slide, Q&A, Q&A demo. What are your questions to the leaders, Oscar and Helena? And here it's only one slide, so I don't need to put a survey. I can do survey if I want. And then again, I can copy this link and then you will just receive it. And then whenever somebody adds a question, you'll get the question there. You'll be able to see the questions here or in the results. They do update every 10 minutes. So you're not afraid of not getting any questions. But yeah, that's absolutely, that works. Erika is adding about the link. Does it expire? No, the link is forever. The code will expire after like 24 hours, but the link will hold. Good. Let's check some more questions. How are you adding the QR to join? Yeah, the QR is simply the I shortcut. So it's the show joining instructions in QR. That's what it is. You just press I up and down. Oh, very easy. Yes, survey in Menti is more or less like Google Forms. I would say you get the results asynchronously. You can send it out to whoever you like. People can answer in their own time. Yeah, it's like the webinar survey. I think Helena sent the help article on that. Yeah, you can scroll up if you want to learn more. But basically, you just set it to survey, and it's like sending out a Google form, as we all know. Is there a way to add a context, a chapter of a topic, and Menti create a quiz? Yes, absolutely. copy the text, add the context, and do it. It works really well. Is it possible to make all these features with a free version for universities? So maybe the academics could use it for teaching purposes, no cost. Yes, I would say we do have quite a few features for free. We have done some recent changes. Where are we? Pricing here. So here with the free tier, for example, you get the Q&A. You don't get to import and participant names. But we do have, you do get access to all the question types. If you are a part of the university, we actually do have discounts for teachers and students. So I have them in kronor here. I don't know, you'll get your pricing for your country, but if you are a teacher or a student, you can just select that pricing. So it's a bit cheaper. That's what I would recommend if you want access to more features. How about inappropriate comments? Can we remove when someone that happens? Yeah, there's a few ways to deal with inappropriate comments. One is you can go to settings here and go to language preferences. Okay. And here I can choose a profanity filter. And this is for a lot of languages. And I can just have all or certain ones. And this will just filter out the words. But if you get an unwanted word in your word cloud, for example, the way to do it is you close the voting and then you simply click on the word to delete the thing. And closing is done down here. Turn off responses. And then, for example, let's say evaluation. If that were a bad word, right, then I could click on it and then that would disappear. So that's the easiest way, I would say, or use the profanity filter. And if you're really worried about like inappropriate comments, if you have a really rowdy audience, I would just stick to multiple choice, because here, you know, you can't write. This is just like pre-selected answers. So that's a little tip for everybody. Again, profanity filter, remove the results, and then if it's too rowdy, just use these. All right, I see we're getting close to time limit here. Change the themes and also segmented live. No, these are not new, I would say. The theme, if you mean this is just the layout. So that you can do on all plans. Like that's not anything new. And segment is also something that I can do live. Earned, given. Oh, no deep insights from the segmentation here today, but that's okay. That happens. Yes, you can. Sorry, the brand templates we saw there. Yes, you can. In our pro account, you can do that. During the webinar, I use two screens. On the webinar screen, the Menti screen showed the segmentation. On mine screens that were linked to the Menti never switched. Yes. So that's a choice we've taken as a product, that the voting happens on the phone, right? Like I'm voting here, but the results are on the screen. And the reason for this is it's an active choice we've made. Instead of everybody being on their phone for results and everything, we want people to vote. And then when they have voted, they look up and see the results. So that's by design, just so you know. All right, folks, I'm going to do one more question. Display with more natural language. Yeah, there might be. I'm not 100% sure what you mean here. Additional display of segmented results with more natural language. Yes, of course, we can build anything. You know what I'm going to do for this last question? I'm going to go to our changelog, because here's actually where you can submit. Oh no, it doesn't look like this. Wait, let me pull up. Sorry, folks. Let me just show, because there's actually a great way in which you can submit change log So I'm just going to show you, we do have a change log, and that's also where you can submit ideas for new features. I'm going to pull this up here. So here you can write, if you have new features that you want to do, you can let us know how Menti can make them better. You can add the category. And yeah, I'm going to send this link in the chat. All right, folks, I think that is it for today. A lot of people here today using Menti for different things. Raising the leaders was great. I'm going to leave you with some additional resources. We do have the Menti Academy for all the new users out there. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn if you want to continue the conversation over there. And we also have the Mentimeter help session. Thank you once again, folks. Hopefully I'll see you in a future webinar. And everything you see here, you'll get this in the email that's coming out just right now. Seeing a lot of thanks for the audience. Lisa, Haley, Brenda, Gabrielle, thank you so much. Iris. Wow. so much love from the audience. That's beautiful. Thank you. And thank you to Helena as well, who has been helping us a lot with the links. All right, that is it for us. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.